Hi everyone, welcome to Morning Coffee Break. I hope everybody's doing good this morning. Today's Friday, January 29th. Currently it's 23 degrees, cold. It's cold in here. High today's 37. Zero precipitation today. 74% humidity, there's no wind, and air quality is good, 31. So I hope everybody's doing good this morning. It turn cold like this makes my hip hurt, and my legs kind of hurt, my knees and stuff. Just whenever it gets goes from, it's like 40 some yesterday to 23, but I think it was even colder than that a little earlier. So I don't know if it affected the garden. They always look rough in the morning. They're always kind of keeled over, wilted like, and then as the sun comes out and warms up, they look fine. We need to eat some collards soon, or give some to Mom or something, because I got quite a few out there. And I'm gonna have to clear out the garden before spring anyway, So I figure, I was talking to Joe this morning, on Messenger. He sent me a message and I just replied. It looks like he'll be able to start his seeds, I believe he said in February, towards like the end of February, but I have to wait till the second week in March, I think it was, to start growing the stuff that I'm going to put out there. So that's going to be interesting. If they do as good, like the tomatoes do as good as they are the ones I've shown you, I don't think I'll have any problem with them. I think they'll do really good. All right, we need 6 more questions for Ask My Tablet, and we'll be able to do that. So get your questions in the comments, as many as you like. And I'm doing a little review today, and a lot of y'all might not have this store though. It's Hyvee, Hyvee. And I know in the comments some of y'all said you have that store. And these are mini muffins. They're the birthday ones. Let's see how they were. I don't see much birthday stuff in it. They're good. I just don't see a whole lot of birthday stuff. I'll see on top a little. They're really good though. There's 4 of them in here. Yeah, you can't see much of like the different color. There's red. They're pretty good. Sell on coffee. I like them. Speaking of food, today's thumbnail, I fixed chicken fajitas last night. Joy cut up the vegetables for me. I cut up some mushrooms and put in it too. Sauteed them with the chicken, the grilled chicken that we got from Aldi. Grilled chicken strips. They were delicious. And we had, these are from Aldi too. We use these wraps. What I like about them is they're nice and big. If you use a small tortilla, it's hard to, roll it up. But when you got a bigger wrap like that, it's real easy. And they were delicious, and I fixed Great Value brand Spanish rice mix. It was in a pouch. For me, it could have been better. It didn't have enough flavor. It was a little bland for Spanish rice. It just didn't have a, a lot of taste to me. And but the fajitas were just fantastic. Hadn't had them in a long time. It was good with peppers, onions, and mushrooms sauteed. I put a little liquid smoke and some soy sauce and a little garlic powder and Mrs. Dash. It was great. So that was for dinner last night. And what's for dinner tonight? We haven't had pot pies in a long time. And we got, let's see if I can see one here. And I put them. These are from Aldi also. Brimmer chicken pot pie. A flaky pastry crust filled with chicken, carrots, potatoes, and peas in a savory gravy. I wonder if it has crust on the bottom. No, I wouldn't want to microwave this. It says you can microwave them. Got a lot of sodium. 40% of your sodium. That's the only thing about pot pies that I've noticed. Sodium. Oh gosh. Got one more. These are really good. I mean, they could stand to be a little fresher. I don't think they're out of date yet, but it doesn't say on this. Here we go. 2-3. Supposed to be good till February 3rd. Just a little. They're not hard, they're just not really soft. You know. You had to look outside, you'd think it'd be warm. My little bobbleheads are going wild. So yeah, chicken pot pies, I don't know what I'll have with it. Since it's got vegetables in it, I might make some like mac and cheese. A mix. There was one over here I was wanting to try. I'll show you. And it's our Great Value artisan crafted loaded bacon cheddar. I think that would be good. I think this has the liquid cheese. I don't really care much for the powdered cheese, macaroni and cheese mixes. Never have really cared much for them. I mean, Kraft is all right, but I'm just not really crazy about it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and tell you the question of the day, and then I'm going to tell you a little story. Today's question, what thing do you miss doing the most since COVID-19 started? There's a lot of things that people can't do. Well, you can go to a sporting event, but I don't think some of them don't even allow people to watch. I mean, I don't know how you would go with a bunch of people sitting in stands and be that close to them and stuff. So I'm not sure exactly what's going on with all the sporting events, but I imagine it's not like it was. That's for sure. Of course, going to restaurants, eating in, all kinds of different things. Not being able to go to stores when they're busy. You know, we've had to put off going to a store, especially Dollar Trees, because they're not got the widest aisles in the world. And you just, you know, if they're busy, you're gonna be close to people, you know, at least a few, no matter what you try to do to stay away from them. So that's today's question. What thing do you miss doing the most since COVID-19 started? And my nose is running again, y'all. I'm sorry. I didn't want to sit here and start dripping or something. Yeah, the cold, whenever it gets a little warm and then all of a sudden the next day it's super cold, my bones ache all over. There goes the coffee pot. I kind of like when it does that. That way you know when it turns off, in case you need to turn it back on. But okay, let's see. Which was I gonna do? How about this one? By the way, I found all my notes where I'd done these stories a long time ago. Gosh, it's probably been a year ago when I did them. So I thought I'd do them again. And that way I got a lot of new people, you know, since then. And so this is in Alabama. Like I said, when my dad worked for the VA hospital, you know, the Veterans Administration. And he moved all over. He moved us all over the country. That's not really the best way to grow up in schools because of all the schools I had to go to, different ones. And it's always a new kid, you know. That's a whole story right there. But, you know, I don't know. He had to do it, he said, because he got promotions that way. If he was willing to transfer, they would be more likely to promote him. So, I don't know. Sometimes we moved in the same state, you know, from one place to another. But in Alabama, actually, when he came there, and I could probably find it, the newspaper, the local newspaper, did a little, you know, section on story on us moving there. And Scott, my brother, he was just a little baby. I mean, he just moved from, he was born in California, and we lived in Menlo Park. And he was born there, then we moved straight to Alabama, from Florida to California, then from California to Alabama, all the way back and forth across the country. And I remember him being just little in that picture. They got a picture of us sitting on a front porch of the house that Dad bought in the paper. So, a lot of things kind of happened there. I'm trying to think. I was probably around close to 8. I was probably 7, but right close to turning 8 when we moved there. And there was a lot of kids in the neighborhood, I gotta say. And there was some construction going on. I don't remember if it was apartments they were building or houses. Seemed like it was houses this place was building. And we would love to go there after they left for the day, all the construction people. We would all, our little gang would go over there and just play all over the place. It wasn't a good thing to do. So anyway, we made an underground fort. I mean, we dug it out, everything. there was older kids, than my age. I was, like I said, about 8. There was, 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds, stuff like that. And we dug this underground fort, and we even put stuff in it. I don't know. We had flashlights and stuff like that. Just different things that we put in there. I don't remember what all. Little stools and stuff like that, or something to sit on. But anyway, it caved in. I don't think anybody got hurt though. But when our parents found out, naturally they had a fit, because somebody could have been killed. I don't think anybody was trapped in there, but I think there was kids around when it happened, and it could have been tragic. But believe me, I got punished for that, and I really didn't. I mean, I was there, so I deserved to be punished just like the rest. But I really didn't do a lot of I didn't dig and stuff like that. That was older kids that did that. But I was there and I was in it and stuff. So I could have been hurt bad, and all the other kids could have been trapped in there. And I remember there was a lot of bats at night where we lived. It was in Birmingham. And we would take like wiffle ball bats, the plastic ones. And at night, when you could throw them up in the air and the bats would like hit it. They would attack it, like, I guess because there's sonic, stuff they use. They could tell where it was. And these bats weren't little bats. These were like, the wingspan was probably a good 2 foot. I could be wrong, but they were really big bats. They weren't small, like fruit bats or whatever. These were just, I don't know what they were. But it was really cool to us to see them hit that bat when we throw it up in the air. And I just remember that about it. I think one of them got knocked down one time, got hit. I think they threw something heavier than a wiffle thing. But that was dangerous too. Because if you got bit by one of those bats, you'd be having rabies shots and stuff. But also, do you all remember the lawn game jarts? The most dangerous game ever invented for kids, or it was for kids and adults, I guess, but we love to play jarts. And it's basically a big old dart that you would throw and try to get in these circles. Like you put a circle down, I think it was, and then you I threw it underhand and try to make it land in that. Well, I don't remember if it was a girl or a boy, but someone ended up getting hit in the back with one of those. I don't think it like impaled them, but it did go in some, and they got hurt, had to go to the hospital and stuff. So that ended our jarts. But anybody should have known that them things were dangerous, It was in our yard. It was our jarts. And but after that, I didn't ever see them again. I'm sure they threw them away. But the person wasn't real seriously hurt, but they had to go to the hospital, emergency room. Then, one thing also I remember is we had a creek running through our backyard. And, of course, I loved it. I'd go down there and find crayfish and this and that, And I remember that there was fossils down there. And I got me a fossil collection going. And I don't know what ever happened to them. I think when we moved, Dad said, it was a heavy box. or something, and he never, I guess we just left him there or something. I don't remember what Dad did with him. I just remember I didn't have him after we moved. And I had packed him up and stuff. So I don't know if they got, sometimes these moving companies, we would have stuff missing. I lost several BB guns and stuff like that, just different things, fishing equipment, because we moved so many times, and then they would just say, oh, we don't know what happened, you know. But that could have happened with the fossils, because they were nice ones. I mean, fish and stuff and bugs and different things. It was crazy. I would just dig around, you know, finding them and things. And we used to play in that creek a lot. But then we had a real serious thing happen. We would play, of course, baseball and all kinds of different sports, you know, football and stuff, with all the neighborhood kids. And we were playing baseball. I was the catcher. And of course, we let girls play too. We didn't worry about if you're just boys or whatever. If the girls wanted to play, we let them play. And the only problem is they didn't know how to play really good. You know, I mean, we pretty much. I was in Little League, you know, from the time I was about 6 or 7, and so I knew how to play, and all my friends knew how to play. But one girl got up there to bat, and I was, you know, wait a minute. I'm trying to remember exactly how this happened. No, this girl was playing. She was the catcher. I was trying to remember, because it's been a long time ago. I mean, that's like 53 years ago. She was the catcher, and somebody got up to bat, and I told her she was too close to the plate. You know, you don't sit right there and be right up against the home plate. You back some, you know, a couple feet at least. Well, I told her once, and she moved back a little bit, and then she moved right back up. And the person that was up to bat swung the bat, and, you know, like I said, she was right behind him, swung that bat, it swung around and hit her right in the head. And I hate to say it, but it killed her. You know, she died. She was about, I'm thinking she was about 13 years old. And that's a painful memory for me. I mean, I just, you know, when she didn't die on the spot, you know, I mean, they came and got her. I think it was an ambulance. Came and got her, you know, and this upsets me a little bit right now. And we just were like, oh, I hope she's going to be okay. They were like our next door neighbors, you know. There were several kids in the family. And then later on, they told us, you know, she didn't make it. Naturally, we all just, you know, really sad thing. And I mean, they couldn't stop us after that from playing, but you know, we kids are going to play ball, you know. But for a long time, we didn't do anything. I think we lived there about 2 years. We ended up starting playing after a while, but you know, we were all of us were freaked out and upset about it. You know, I mean, I saw it happen. Like I said, I told her more than once, really. I told her to get back. You don't get that close. And like I said, I was just like 8 years old, but I even knew to tell her to get back, because I'd played enough already to know. But that's a sad story. I mean, it was awful. 13 years old, you know, something like that happened. It's just bad. I don't have to worry too much about things like that now. Kids don't even hardly get out and play. I mean, with other kids and stuff. How could you right now with COVID? I mean, you know, How could you even have a bunch of kids playing ball or doing things, going fishing, this and that? It's awful. So, that's today's story. Unfortunately, a lot of bad things seemed to happen when we were in Alabama. And I'll never forget them. So I hope y'all enjoyed today's story time, even though it was ended on a sad note. It's just part of my life, life with Mike. I got a bunch more of them, a bunch more stories. So y'all that have been with me for a real long time and have seen these stories, bear with me, please, because most of the people haven't heard any of these. So maybe I'll come up with some new ones. A lot of things I can't remember real good, that happened, especially if it was something traumatic or something. So I've had a lot of injuries myself over my life too and stuff. So everybody, I think that's going to be it for today's morning coffee break. I hope you enjoyed it. Please press that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that so you get all my videos as soon as they come out. And share with everybody you know, please. Please, please, please. Share. All right, everybody. I don't know what I'll be doing next. I don't really have a game plan right now. I know I never got to. I always say I'm going to do tablet time. It seems like something comes up. If nothing happens today, I'd like to do that because I got a lot of neat stuff to show y'all. Next day or so, I'll do another Take a Look at Chef Mike's Homemade Cooking Club, and I'll include Color Me Happy Club. And I think I've had a couple new posts in Gardening with Friends. I might be able to show you that too. So thanks so much, everybody. I hope you have a great day, and check in later on. I'll be doing something, I promise. Y'all know me. Thanks a lot. God bless.